Welcome to Lesson 2 Mindset. Now in a few minutes you're going to see a video that I recorded at the end of one of my surgery days. It's in a different room and I look tired. I look a little haggard because, well, I was a little haggard. This is on a Friday. It's only a half day for me and it was just clinic and it was pretty easy. Everything went pretty well and I feel like I have a ton of energy. Now, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I need you to understand what medicine is and what medicine is not. I love my job, don't get me wrong. There's some hard days. And I think this introduction to the mindset where you see me a little tired and you see me a little just kind of, I still got passion for my profession, but I'm having a little trouble here. I want you to think about it. I want you to think about if medicine is right for you after seeing the difference in me after a pretty easy day and after a day where it was a little rough. Okay, lesson 2 is mindset. This is the most important lecture of your life. Honestly, it is. And we're going to recommend a book at the end of this section on mindset. It will change your life. Medicine has to be a good fit for you up here. Medicine is not like the television shows. Medicine is grinding. Medicine is emotionally exhausting. Medicine is physically exhausting. Medicine is, you're committing to spending the next 30, 40, 50 years of your life to working at least 60 hours a week, and in medical school and residency, at least 80 hours a week. Medicine is, you will give up your life for it. Now, you will gain things. You will be helping people. You will be trying to help people live better. You'll have a privileged place in so many people's lives. But please, do not do medicine for the status. You'll just end up treating yourself and your patients horribly. Please do not do medicine for the money. There's a lot better ways to make money if that's what you want to do. Please do not do medicine because your family did it and you're next in line for the doctor throne. The only reason to do medicine, the only reason that will sustain you through schooling, through residency, and through a long career is because you want to do everything you can, take all of your talents and pour them into your patients' lives and help people live a better life. Now, a lot of people who want to do medicine have a codependent mindset. A lot of people who go into medicine were the caregiver in some shape or form to their family. You were asked to be the parent when you were too young to be the parent. You were asked to take care of your brother or sister while they were going through a medical treatment. You were asked to be the shoulder for your parents to cry on. Whatever it is, if that is you, and that's why you want to do medicine, you need to start talking to a counselor. Before you get into this whole long journey that could be the rest of your life, you need to ask if you're doing medicine because of codependent tendencies, or if you're doing medicine because it is what you were made or created or evolved or whatever you believe in to do. It has to be a visceral calling. It has to be something that will sustain you. All day long, every day for the rest of your career, you will have horrible situations that patients are living through come into your door. You have to have the right mindset for it. Is medicine right for you? Spend some time on this one. If it's because it looks cool on TV or your parents did it, or spend some time. It's not an easy profession. I love my job, but it's not an easy profession. And if you look at the statistics, about 50% of physicians are clinically burnt out. If you look at medical students, depending on how accurate these studies are, it seems to be about 75% of medical students are on antidepressants or anti-anxiety medications or stimulants so that they can stay up longer to study more. About 75% of them are on some sort of pharmaceutical intervention to help them get through medical school. You have to have the right mindset for it. Answer why to help inspire you to decide what is your purpose, your cause, or your belief. You have to, Simon Sinek's Why. Spend some time reading his book. Get to why. Understand it. That will guide you through the entire journey and make it worthwhile, and keep your bearing, focus, true north. Please don't just have great grades and great MCAT scores and great volunteer, and so therefore I'm going to do it because it's so competitive, and you don't know really why, what drives you to get into medicine. You have to know that. You need to love science and desire to help people directly. So it has to be both. You have to love science. You have to, maybe you don't like organic chemistry. Okay, I get that. But the whole how things work, biology, how the cells work and how the mitochondria work and how things flow together, you have to get jazzed about that. And you also have to have a significant part of you that genuinely wants to help others. Next question is, do you have the personal skills for a career in medicine? Now, these can be taught, so please be honest with yourself. Can you walk into a room and establish rapport instantly? I couldn't when I was at your stage, but I've worked on it over the years. You have to, medicine, and this analogy does break down, but medicine is kind of like speed dating. You only get a few minutes to go in, establish rapport, establish a connection, diagnose the thing, give them a treatment plan, explain to them in a way that they can understand it, and in a way that they feel emotionally connected enough to you that they will do it. Your professional and personal skills have to be spot on. So now's the time to work on them. Months and months and months before your interview. Because if you go into that interview not knowing how to shake a hand, not knowing how to have a conversation with eye contact, not knowing how to answer questions, and awkward and nervous, you're not getting in. So be honest with yourself. Ask some of your friends, ask some of your family. How are you? How are the interpersonal skills? Work on them. There's all sorts of YouTube videos out there that talk about hand gestures, talk about posture, talk about tonality of voice. All of these things you need to get great at. Physicians, good physicians, are dedicated and focused. That means that they don't rush home if somebody needs their help. It means they do rush home if nobody needs their help. So they're not living in the office when they don't need to. It means they're focused so that they can get their job done and not live at the office but do it well. We have to be compassionate. We have to be mature, emotionally intelligent, and hardworking. I have said this to so many people. I have never been the smartest person in any of my medical schools, classes, or in residency. I'm not. But I have always been the hardest worker in any group, any of my peers that I've met. That hard work with the compassion, the dedication, the focus, the emotional intelligence, and the drive, the why, that's what's gotten me to be a dermatologist. I'll tell you, I've won just about every award, national and local, that you could possibly get. I'm president of medical societies. I've done so many things. I'm not the most intelligent, but I am the hardest worker, and I do care. Are you a high achiever? Are you the type of person that has to get to perfection? If you are, medicine is not for you. Maybe you do engineering. Maybe do something with math if it has to be perfect. Not medicine. You will drive yourself insane. If you're a high achiever, that's good. But perfection is the enemy of good enough. And physicians have to be good enough because it is impossible to be perfect. It is impossible to do the perfect surgery. It's impossible to have the perfect patient interaction. It's impossible. You have to do good enough, and you have to be comfortable with that. And even when I say that, it kind of, it makes me shrivel up a little inside because I'd like to be perfect. It's not possible. You have to have high standards and you need to do your best, but perfection, if that's you, you will go insane in medicine. Because even if you manage to do the perfect whatever, the patient is going to screw it up. And then you are going to get frustrated at that. High-achieving people are motivated to set and complete ambitious goals. Medical school, arguably, by almost any measure, is an ambitious goal. You have to have that part of you. You need to have a passion to excel, to have personal challenges. And you need to really get excited about a new challenge, a new hardship, those sorts of things. If that's you, medicine is right for you. If you don't really like the uncomfortables of life, and you don't really like to have a regimen, and you don't really like to have other people shove knowledge and shove experiences down your throat simply because it's been done that way for over 100 years, if you can't push that aside, then medicine's not for you. The mindset of high achievers includes your body. If you are smoking and an alcoholic and you are doing 100 other unhealthy behaviors, don't go into medicine. Doctor, heal thyself, right? If you cannot take care of you, then you have no right to try to take care of somebody else. High achievers, you need to have good relationships. You need to instantly be able to connect with people, and if you can't, you need to work on it. I've been working on it for over 20 years. I'm getting decent at it, but I've got a lot of work left to go. Emotions. You have to be able to put your emotions to the side. I can't tell you how many times a day I have to put my emotions at the side and say, I'll deal with this later with exercise or with talking to friends or something healthy. But medicine is not about you. And you have to be the type of person that no matter what's going on in your personal life, you show up. You show up. And if you can't show up now to school and to family and to loved ones, you either have to work on it and get to the point of showing up, or you need to find another career. Because if you take all of your emotional stuff from home life into work, or from the previous patient into the next patient, you're going to get burnt out. Your patients are going to hate you. You're going to be, nobody's going to get better. It's not the right thing. You have to be emotionally intelligent. Time. You have to manage your time. You have to be very comfortable with schedules. You have to, if you're the procrastinator that gets things in, at the very last minute and you pulled an all-nighter, medicine's not for you. You have to care enough about the outcome to be regimented and stick to that regimen and get to the end goal. Career or business. Medicine is a calling. It's a career that's a calling. Now, there is a business side of this, and we teach that because physicians are notoriously horrible businessmen, which is good. If you have that business mindset, and I see this many patients, and I can get this much money, and I get this, and then I can get the house, and then I get that, medicine's not for you. If you enter medicine with that mindset, get rid of it. Now, you should have the mindset of, this is my calling. And then we will teach you the business side of it so you're not taken advantage of, and so you don't get beaten down by the administrative burdens or the business burdens or that sort of thing. But please do not go into medicine because you think it's going to make you a lot of money. There's a lot better paths to make you more money. And if you're just chasing medicine for the money, get rid of it. Spirituality. Now, I don't care what you believe. I really don't. I need you to understand that a lot of your patients have a spiritual side to them. You need to be able to connect with that spiritual side. I'm not asking you to believe what they believe. I'm asking you to not poo-poo it. So if you think anybody that has a faith is just out there, you can't respect them, you can't deal with them, and you're an atheist and that sort of stuff, medicine's not for you. Now, if you're an atheist, but you can sit down and you can be with somebody and you can honor the spirituality in them, great, go for it. But medicine is not my way or the highway. Medicine is about finding out what the patient needs, not just you throwing a prescription at them. It's not it. What they need from that encounter. Being able to zone in with them, have the rapport, have the connection, and then find a way to get them what they need. They might just need an ear. Heck, They might just need someone to pray with them or hold their hand while they pray. They might need someone just to look at them and give them a smile because their husband or wife just died and they really have nothing medically going on, but they needed to be around somebody who they knew cared. That's what a doctor is. People do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. That's being a physician. Now you've got to know the stuff, right? You've got this huge body of knowledge you're going to force feed in. And that's cool and all. And you got to know it. And you got to pass your boards. And you have to be a competent physician. That's just half of it. The other half is your why. Meeting with their why. And finding a way forward. Are you socially conscious? This is important. I'm not talking about being woke or whatever the newest in vogue term is. I'm talking about being socially conscious, wanting to make a difference in the world, wanting to be the change you hope to see in the world. Gandhi was a healer because he got involved and tried to make people's lives better. Physicians need to strive to stay informed and aware about the world around them because that affects their patients. And physicians should be leaders in the community. We shouldn't just get our degree and then say, okay, I'm good. Now it's just come to me and I will heal you. That's not how it works. You need to be involved so that you know what's going on in your patients' lives. You need to have that interest in other people so that you can talk to them about what's important to them, so that you can get involved in local and national government and policies and those sorts of things so that you can help your patients. You need to be aware. Do you have excellent quantitative and qualitative skills? You need them both. Start working on them now if you don't. People with quantitative skills can perform analysis and other concrete and measurable tasks such as data interpretation and math. Very important in medicine. People with qualitative skills are resilient and creative. You need to be a whole person as a physician, not just someone who takes tests really well. Not just somebody who's polished and clean, but on the inside, all you want to do is have the title and have the recognition and make a lot of money. Get some medical experience on your own so you know what you're getting into. So I volunteered at the hospital, and I did other volunteer activities when I was in undergraduate school. And even though I did those volunteer experiences, medicine was completely different than what I thought it was. Until you're on this side of the white coat, you really don't know what you're getting yourself into. But at least if you're volunteering, you are learning, you're becoming, you're expanding your horizon, and you might just get a glimpse of whether this is your calling or if something else might be where you need to head. I highly recommend that you shadow medical professionals, hospice volunteer, certified nursing assistants, being a scribe, volunteer EMT, be a caregiver, hospital information desk. You need to find your niche while you're learning what medicine is all about. When you find your niche, you'll be able to identify your interests and passions. If you don't understand what your passions are, you can't nurture them. If you're not nurturing your passions in life, this stops being very true. And then you get burnt out and disgruntled. You don't want that. Figure yourself out now. Recognize the difference between those pursuits you are good at and those you wish you were good at. It's a big difference. Choose a major you're going to excel in. Medicine, I got into medicine because I thought I had a calling. I was in seminary, and I thought I had a calling from God to become a doctor. So I chased after it. And, it turns out that I'm very happy where I'm at. I approached medicine, getting into medical school and residency as a bunch of to-dos. I've got to get my MCAT scores up. I've got to get good grades. I've got to do volunteer experience. I've got to, when I'm in medicine, I've got to learn what I need to learn and get good enough marks. And then I have to, all these got tos. I should have had the attitude of get to. I get to work hard at getting my MCAT scores up because then I'll learn more and I'll become more. And I'll be able to translate those study skills into other things that will eventually help somebody. I get to go to medical school and learn about anatomy. And it's not just a grade, it's something that will matter and change. I just had a bunch of things to check off the to-do list. And then one day I wound up in front of a patient. And I realized, oh my gosh, if I treat the patient as a to-do list, I will fail them. That is something I can't allow. As you're going through this, your mindset has to focus on your why. Why are you doing this? What are you good at? What do you need to become good at? What is just a no-go and medicine is not for you? And what is, hey, I can work on that. I'm still working on stuff. I've been a doctor for 20 years, for Pete's sake. I don't know who Pete is. For Pete's sake, I'm still working on it every day, and that's what you need to be. You need to be the person that's never satisfied with where you're at. The person who can see what ultimately will affect another human being in everything that you do, and you keep striving. Please, going to medical school is hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's years of your life. Choose wisely.